Hello. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope you guys are having a good week. Let's see, it's about Wednesday today, so we're halfway there, guys. I wanted to talk about drawing today, so I haven't really mentioned very much about drawing yet on the channel, but it is part of what I was wanting to create the channel for, just kind of capture my own thoughts, track my progress, maybe encourage some of you guys to pick up the hobby. Because there's always the question of, well, I suck at this, why should I do this? Well, you're going to see that I suck at it too, so I guess my hope is that maybe I can encourage you guys, and by seeing how how bad I am here starting out, and maybe you can maybe avoid some of the pitfalls that I fall into, and maybe learn with me. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. But let's get started. So, back for Christmas this past year, my wife bought me an XP pen, for a little digital drawing pad, and man, I have fallen in love with this thing. It is so much fun to draw with. I use Krita. Let me see if I've got it here. This app here, Krita. I use it for my drawing purposes, and it seems to work pretty well. Spend a little bit of time. If you look up some videos online, you can see some of the best ways to use it. Take the time to customize it and set up your own way of doing things. That way you can get more efficient with it and get to where you really enjoy using it. So I'm just going to kind of show you through what I've drawn in the first month following Christmas. It's actually about 2 months now since Christmas, but the first month I tracked my progress, and for the second month I'm trying to put together a few things. You guys have already seen some of my drawings for the second month. I've definitely got better this month than I was the first month, so that's good. It's always good to see progress, right? So let's tab through some of them. So this is the very first drawing I've ever done. So prior to doing this, I say very first drawing I've ever done. Very first drawing I've ever done with the digital pen pad. I've drawn in the past. I've enjoyed drawing in the past. I even took a drawing class back in high school. It's been quite a few years ago though. 2005, so geez, man, I'm getting old. Anyhow, yeah, so I at least know a little bit about drawing, but the digital drawing stuff is totally new to me. So a lot of what I've been focusing on is just sketching. So a lot of these that you're going to see are just my sketches, and I really enjoy sketching. It's just a lot of fun for me. Just being able to sit down, say I've got 15 minutes, sit down, enjoy my time, play around with the the sketching aspects and whatnot. So, but anyhow, let's get started here. So this first guy is just the first draw on a face. Things that I like about it, not a whole lot. The shading is kind of not that great. The nose doesn't look that great. The eyes don't look great. Nothing really looks great. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. You can see that this eye looks like it's kind of off to the side. It doesn't really have a good flow to it with the curvature of the face. The nose doesn't look right. The mouth doesn't look terrible, actually. It could be better. The cheekbones, not that bad. This shading kind of actually looks not terrible on the upper side of the eye. The lower side looks horrible. And the eyebrow's not so great. Let's move on. This was, for some reason, I was actually, the whole point of this was to really just focus on the background, because I really like how in digital painting it's kind of easy to blend colors. So all the foreground stuff was just kind of a quick, dirty, not that great way of just kind of trying to test how the background stuff works. So this one actually doesn't look too bad. I was kind of happy with it actually. It's a little spaceship that I drew up one day, just out of my imagination. I kind of like it. I like the the contrast between the darks and the lights. I kind of like this one. Oh, this was just kind of like a reference that I was working on, that I was looking at. I took a person's face and kind of drew some of the proportions. So when it comes to faces, something that I've learned is that I do faces better when I don't do this, where I don't like do the little circles and the little lines. For me, I just draw better faces whenever I just start drawing. And yeah, you guys will see that as we start going on. This one was a little bit better of background. You can see I still did the same little background, fading, night sky, all that good stuff. But this time, yeah, I actually kind of layered in like some background trees in a field with a little dirt road. This one was a little bit better. Not terrible, not great. I'm not going to say it's great, but still not bad. This one was kind of me practicing perspective. I like playing Dungeons and Dragons, so kind of like the idea of creating a long hallway with a little torch at the end that has some weird shadowy stuff beneath the torch from where the torch itself is kind of blocking the light. You can kind of see the boards, the wooden planks that are above the wall that are holding up the floors above, the cinder blocks on the walls. Of course, I didn't do any kind of, I think I was trying to keep this to 30 minutes, so I didn't get all of the little textures and whatnot along the walls, but yeah, that was a fun one. Oh, well, of course, if you're going to draw anything during these years, you got to at least draw one thing that's COVID related, right? This one was trying to just focus on shading a little bit for a face. And specifically, I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a video on YouTube about a guy that does shading, and he uses odd colors for undertones, like, so in this case, green and red, and kind of blending that in with your actual skin tones. And so this one's kind of neat. Not that great. I'm not saying it's great, but I kind of like the whole blending thing. It was the main point of this one was to try and practice skin tones and blending and shading. Another night sky type thing. Got a little cross there on top of a hill. Almost looks like there's maybe I don't know what's going on here really. The shading really doesn't make sense if the light source is coming from up here. I think I may have just ran out of a little time maybe. So this one was shading with none of the lines. And I think I was also kind of playing around with different brushes. But I saw a lot of people doing this kind of thing where you kind of pick your colors and you use them on the little palette over here off to the side. I don't know how I feel about that yet. There's another YouTube channel that I stumbled across that did landscapes, and I saw this landscape and I was like, man, I can do that. So I gave it a try. It's a little bit different than the one that he did, but I think here's the final one right there. This one was a lot of fun. Just taking different shades of gray and trying to do different things with it. I was really happy with how this thing turned out. It was a lot of fun. Plus, it was like super easy, right? Like the good thing about this stuff is that there's no wrong way to do it. You know, this is all in your mind and you're creating it on on the screen, right? So, or on a canvas. So, who's like the shading right here looks odd, right? Because the shading is, you got a bright spots down here and then dark here. Well, maybe that means that there's clouds up above it, Who can say? I don't know. This looks like some more shading practice with skin tones and whatnot. Here's where I've really started doing a lot of sketching, like real sketching. So I've tried to keep, usually try to keep my sketches 15 minutes or less. I definitely keep them 30 minutes or less. Kind of a neat little thing. Here's a fat dragon that I kind of came up with and was just kind of drawing from within my mind. You can see the areas. I think this one actually, I set a 15-minute time limit for myself for sure, because you can see how the details, it looks like I took the details from right to left here, because the left side definitely looks a whole lot less detailed than the right side. But I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think if I actually ran with that, it might end up being pretty good. Stars Without Number stuff that I was working on. Just some weaponry. Again, this is a 15-minute drawing deal, so looks like I got about there and I stopped. Another 15-minute drawing deal. I think the point of this one was trying to work with the grass, like trying to create some depth in grass, but definitely unfinished. But again, this is just sketching. Yeah, this guy looks weird. Some more sketching, it looks like. For whatever reason, I really like big cheekbones and a narrow chin. Chinless wonder. Playing around a few more times with faces. I think with this, I'm kind of starting to move away from the whole like circle and lines and trying to like get your facial structure built and then draw around it. It's a weird looking guy. Long face. A little gremlin. One of the monsters from Stars Without Number. I don't think my players have actually. Yeah, they have faced these guys before. So I just kind of drew a little gremlin running. This is I can't remember. I didn't name it. This is like I think it's a type of beetle that's in Stars Without Number. So I actually really like this. I really went over the top and tried to add little details and stuff and make this one pretty unique. Definitely was really happy with how it turned out. Same with this. This is like an eel. It's like a space eel or something like that. Also was pretty happy with how he turned out. This is a blind jackal. That's one of the monsters from Stars Without Number for me. I think I was running out of time and I just slapped the mouth together. The key thing I was kind of focusing on was trying to find a way to like somehow blend in the face without eyes. It was really weird. But this one was just a quick and dirty. This one was like meant to be sort of a background for maybe the opening scene of our Stars Without Number game. This definitely is going to come back whenever I do sort of the recap of the first couple playing sessions. This one as well. Again, these are just really quick and dirty sketches. This is a character that the players met. I can't remember what her name was. But again, just real quick sketches. This is also from Stars Without Number game. This one I actually spent some time on. This one took me a while. I don't know what possessed me to really look into it, but the players eventually go into a cave to clear out some cannibals, and this is kind of the cave that I imagined for them. And so I spent a lot of time on this, trying to add all the little shades and crevices and all that good stuff. It was a lot of fun. Oh, that's my last one. Okay. So that was my first month of drawing. Got a long ways to go before anybody's going to hire me professionally. I don't know that that's actually what I want to do with my time, but I don't know. I'm just trying to have fun with it, and I hope maybe if you guys are interested, maybe you can share some of your stuff with me as well. Well, I hope you guys continue to have a good week. I hope that your weekend coming up is going to be good for you. If you liked the video, please like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm sure you guys hear that 1,000 times. But yeah, we'll have more drawing stuff coming up. Thanks. Hope you guys have a good one.